Hello, and today we'll be playing with the demon Lurks. This is the newest update which came out within the past week, on the first week of November, and this update will be for Toast. So we're gonna go ahead and install from the fight scene. Hobu. The demon closes in on you, screaming your name madly. You scream and try to summon a portal to save yourself, but nothing appears. A powerful explosive erupts behind Shimoda, sending him flying through the air away from your group. He lands with a thud on his head and collapses on the ground. What is that? It's a pig. The smoke clears. Morris casually walks over to you with a piece of pizza in his mouth. Sup? You break free from your gooey entrapment with a strong heave. Lucien and Toast do the same. Morris, took you long enough. That was wicked. How'd you blow him up? Magic. How nice of you to pick up food on your way here. We were just fending for our lives. Morris. And then, I swear, I ran over as soon as I got the text. I was in the middle of lunch, couldn't let it go to waste. Did you bring any for me? Morris munches of the last slice in his hand. Nope. Damn it. So what are we dealing with over here? The demon. They get banished from the body? I hope not. I haven't paid it back for the scratches that it gave. Quick, and spread the body. Toast and Lucien approach the unconscious figure. The angel has his bow drawn at the ready. You've got to give me more to go on. The demon can manipulate the properties of objects, including his own body. I just don't know how. Toast picks up the body by the collar of his jacket and stakes it about. Hey, you still in there? The freelancer heads quickly rises to attention Shimoda, slipping out of his jacket and snaking his way onto Toast's back. Burn, you insolent spirit. Toast's entire body turns a shade of brown. What the? Toast, watch out! The demon kicks the hyena in the back and into Lucien, sending them both onto the concrete. See Shimoda holding a matchbox, really delighted. Toast gets back up, but Shimoda ignites the flame and tosses a flaming match at Toast. The hyena's entire body bursts into flames. Your ears are deaf to the world as you scream his name. Morris casts a water incantation, dousing the ghost's body, but when the flames are extinguished, only the smoldering wooden puppet remains. Lucien fires another arrow just for it to be ensnared in the demon's right hand, the angelic magic imbued within it, withering away. Death of a demon by an angel's own magic, how poetic. He extends his left hand at you. It glows with the same brilliant light as Lucien's brow. Before a beam of light is fired your way, Morris pushes you back and blocks the attack with his bandaged hand. The demon's attack shreds and dissipates the boards acting as some kind of magical shield. Heh, how convenient. Morris and Lucien ready their attacks, but neither of them make a move. They seem to realize that any further attacks will be reflected. You need more time to think of a plan. Shimoda, I remember you. I remember clearly who you are. Do you now? Please sing my praises. Let your thoughts be filled with me and only me, and perform his greatest accomplishment. You're the one who always transforming people's body parts into torture zone. Yeah, I remember now. You're well known for attaching weird things onto souls with your power. Yes, it is. My tortures are a work of art. Every piece is an element of my inspiration. Have you ever seen a head attached to an arm? It is a beautiful sight. A typical demon, but your chaos ends here. I already figured out how your powers work here. That won't do you any good. You use your right hand to hold whatever item you need with a specific trait, a soft cloth, sticky glue, or stretchy gum. Then with your left hand, you can imbue those elements on yourself or those other objects. That's how you've been doing all this time. Some other laughs are a low tone. Fabulous. Is it exactly that? It is exactly that. My performance would be even greater in the underworld, where I wouldn't need to rely on those pathetic mortal objects that crumble after I use them. Alas, it is suffering that inspires artists to create. And this, he spins around. This is some of my best work. He steals kills with his right hand and projects it with his left. Your eyes widen as an idea comes to mind. Yeah, well, we're going to kick your butt back to the underworld. Then you can open your blaster art gallery there. You can soon just steal most of one. You'll never win because we have the perfect nullifier. You walk over to Morris. What are you doing? Play along. You whisper, taking off the board's watch and throwing it to the demon. This watch is the perfect nullifier. It can disable all magical skills. You can deflect all you want, but you can't beat me as long as I have this. We'll see about that. Samoda raises his chin, his eyes narrow as he focuses on the watch. Keep attacking, don't let him move. Lucien fires another arrow, but Samoda catches it. As expected, he redirects the arrow back at Morris, who goes on the defensive, catching a blast of magical fire as a shield. The shot penetrates the flames and burns the boy's right shoulder. Aye! Morris glares back and launches a blast of fire. A futile attempt, as once again the attack is turned to Lucien. The angel tries to block with his bow, its magical form dissipating while absorbing the fire. Morris, hold back, you idiot. You try to hold back with a hole in your shoulder. The demon is distracted by their argument, looking from one to the other. You take the chance to run over to Morris's watch, but some others are aware of your presence. Trying to sneak up on me. You're 100 years too young, Kobu. You try to land a punch at the demon's head, but Samoda has a greater reach. He forces you onto your knees with an uppercut to the stomach. The watch falls out of your hands, allowing the demon to swiftly snatch it up. Fool, you handed me your own demise. You see the moment Samoda's power activate, the watch in his right hand is reduced to black dust. Blast his ass before he can attack. Morris and Lucien fire their magic at the demon. Their attacks hit an invisible barrier around the demon, disabling their magic before even making contact with a single throw on Samoda's host body. I win. I am indestructible to you fools. No magic can destroy me now. Look up at the demon. Magic might not be able to touch you, but good old fist still can. Toast. The ghost emerges from the ground, now in his ethereal form. You again. Toast throws a punch at the demon. Samoda ducks down, reaching for the ground to try to absorb some form of advantage, but nothing happens. When he absorbed the magic nullifying trait on Morris's watch, he unknowingly also nullified his own magical powers. The demon's eyes widen when he realizes his powers have failed. At the same time, the hyena's fist swings around again and makes contact, phasing through the mortal body and knocking the demon out of it. Samoda slides out on the ground, groaning in pain. Toast stands above him. You got some balls breaking a gift someone made me. Let me repay you twice, fool. Toast throws a barrage of punches at the demon. Samoda's face is bruised over and over with every bit. Go to hell. One final punch, and the demon explodes like an uninflated balloon. Nothing remains of its body. All four of you look at each other, panting and drenched in sweat. Y'all stayed silent nods before getting yourselves in order. We did it. Yes, we did. In a rather crude and effective manner, but we did it. Toast looks at Morris. The boy's shoulders seem to be healing all right. The bleeding has stopped too. Sorry about that, doll dude. Don't worry about it. You think a little fire is going to break years of exorcist engineering? Have the spell to fix it up. And watch. Said, yeah, I needed that. Y'all walk over to the mortal vessel of the demon. You sense the hands, but nothing remains of the watch. Nothing, not a trace left of it. I'm sorry. Fuck, that thing was expensive. Sorry. No, it's fine. It's a small thing compared to what could have happened. He's coming too. Let's give the mortal some breathing room. The person stands up and looks around with a dazed expression. Nasanaku. Where am I? Huh? Sorry, I don't understand you. Kasi, Kanina, Lang, Nasa Bahayaku. Because just earlier I was at home. Tapos ewan, Wendes Kolang, Naman Nasana, Maging, Internet famous ako kahit konti. Then, I don't know, I was just wishing that I could be internet famous even just a little. Anang nagyari napapad ako rito. What happened that I ended up here? I'm sorry, dude. I don't know how I can help you. I don't think he's from around here. I'll escort him to the police. Let them deal with him. Take the dog back home, and I'll meet you guys there when I'm done. Let's head back to the apartment. Quick, I got to rest up before myself. Lucien and Morris cast tired looks at you. If you saw even a fraction of this, but still dedication to your underworld job, I'd say you make a halfway decent demon lord. Guys, I'm going now. Morris takes out his phone and uses a translation application to let the person know what has happened. Luckily, the guy doesn't ask much and follows Morris to the police station. I'll help you carry the doll. You nod. Turning to the doll, you see Toast poking at it. Guys, I think the butt is broken on this thing. There's a huge crack in it. He laughs out loud. Lucid just shakes his head while you chuckle softly. Lumbering along with the puppet in yours and the angel's hands, the three of you make your way to your apartment. In the Demon Lord's office, Vendrake mulls over the newest letter that has reached him. The Cerberus guards reported a spike in souls escaping through their defenses. They requested that security at the torture zones be improved. They have the gall to put the blame on my security unit. If they need others to do their jobs, why am I even keeping them on payroll? It seems 3 heads is not better than 1 in this case. Suddenly, Vendrake's important work is interrupted. Vendrake sighs. He already knows what this means. He gets up from his seat and walks over to the demon groaning on the floor. The creature has bruises all over. Whatever did them in was not holding back. I swear, why must every freelancer fire me when something goes wrong? The beaten Samoda grows loudly. Aren't you being a little dramatic? Let me guess. Kobe beat you, didn't he? You had help from who? Beat an escape soul. You let an escape soul beat you like this with a disgrace of our company. He wasn't alone. There's more. Who? Damn it. It was a receptionist named Mel. What kind of receptionist wields such power? Some other things. Hey, don't you slack off on me. I'm not done with you. Ventrake's admonishment falls on deaf ears. Dogs. knocks a wise through another portal or command, as if he had been anticipating this call. Yes, my lord. Take this mongrel to treatment. Right away. Nox summons a portal beneath the demon, and Samoda falls through. A groan is heard as Samoda crashes into the ground for the third time in 2 minutes. Once they reform, find out who this escaped soul is and the identities of everyone else who's aiding Kobu. Kobu has allies? Apparently so. Troublesome characters, by the sound of it. Put a nose out to the remaining freelancers. Be on the lookout for an escaped soul and that blasted Mel. In the depths of Amora's workshop lies cells of old unused metal parts and retired inventions. The self-proclaimed genius general of the underworld walks among his collection in search for the final piece of Kobu's snack generating machine. Fortis drags his feet from behind while he carries a box filled with bits and bowls of Amari's mechanisms. As he proceeds down the storeroom, the larger demon looks around at the many labeled boxes that line the cells. He can't make heads or tails of how they're arranged. Never knew there was a room like this in your workshop. Visit more often then. I'll even show you my vinyl records room. Listen to music, environmental sounds, the soul's eternal screams of anguish. They all help me to pass the tedious part of making machines. So this is like the room where you keep all of your unused junk. Don't call it junk. The motherboards will hear you. They're very sensitive. This is where I store all the broken and retired machinery that I've gathered through the years. And this is a graveyard, but for machines. Yes, I suppose that is an amp comparison. I already don't get why mortals do that, let alone you. What's so strange about saving them? These machines deserve these machines deserve some respect for all they've done or tried to do. It seems like a waste of space to do all this. Can't you just keep the blueprints and summon new parts? It would be easier than us searching through all this. An excellent idea. An item tracker would do just the trick. For this, help me find a tracking chip and 10 other parts. Hold it. That sounds like more work than what we've always started. Just do it later. They walk a bit further before Amari stops. Alright, the motherboard should be somewhere in this row. Help me look. They should be on the second shelf. You're looking for the one labeled snack making module. 10 souls say I can find it before you do. It's not a competition. For the sets the box down into two, split up in opposite directions. Gears no. Bulbs no. A soft yellow glow among the bulbs calls out to the demon. He reaches inwards and pulls out what looks like an arrow made of angelic light. Hey, Amari. Why do you have this? Amari turns and gasps. Fahrenheit. There's where it has been all these years. I thought I lost that when I started my collection. Fortis takes a sniff of the arrow. It has my scent. Wait, is this the arrow that struck me in the butt during the Great War? Correct. I kept it after we pulled it out of you. I'm surprised. I thought you of all people despised the war. I still do, but that doesn't stop me from collecting the many machineries and weapons left behind from the fight. Fortis looks mournfully at the arrow in his hand. It hurts to remember, Amari. I feel that would be doing those we wronged a disservice. Easy for you to say. You were in the back lines where I had to lead the charge to Upper Bell's gate, watching ally after ally get struck down. We've come so far since then, but there are times when I catch demons who survived the war looking at me. Their eyes brimming with anger. After all, there's no one else is directed to. The second demon lord has long passed. I'd give anything to just forget about just to forget and start over. I know, even though I was tied to a forge, I saw the scars of war and the broken bits of machines and weapons that were sent back to me. Sometimes these broken hands of mine burn when I dream about the war. Wouldn't it be great if we could just forget all that? It's in remembering that I can remain grounded in the present, unlike some demons who choose to live in the glory days. Fortis begins to twirl. Fortis begins to twirl the arrow like a baton. He appears lost in thought. That their arrow is a rarity. It never broke apart. Wonder what happened to the angel that conjured it. Are they keeping it held together? Well, whatever it is, that bloke ain't getting it back. How did you get hit with that in the first place? It's a funny story. With the twirl of his twist, he flicks the arrow in the air and catches it. Then he raises his other hand to show all 5 fingers. It was me against 5 of Upper Bow's goons, their bodies beaten and bruised. I figured they would be easy to take down. Before I could, though, one of their big shots showed up, this tall, regal-looking fella. I could tell just by the look in his eyes that he wasn't like the rest of them. Was he as strong as you? Ha! Not physically, but he had speed and magic on his side. I tried stalking him here and there, but he kept blocking or dodging me. Then he pulled out this arrow. Fortis accidentally throws the arrow in hand. Uh-oh. The arrow zooms across the room, hitting the wall, ricocheting back at tremendous speed. Doc! Fortis is hit across the chest and sent flying to the other end of the room. He slams hard against the wall, sending tremors throughout the facility. A box of random materials falls on the demon. Amari picks up the fallen arrow and sends it to his work table via portal. Fascinating. So the arrow is imbued with the ability to bounce less damage on impact, but I suppose for a high-level angel that would even hurt Fortis. Oh yes, Fortis, are you alright? Amari strolls over to his dazed friend. Ugh, I'm good. Fortis picks himself up and looks at the things that fell on him. Hey, I found the motherboard. Excellent, 2 notable discoveries in one go. I also found this. He pulls out a small black piece of fabric. Is it this Nox's cloak? What is it doing here? I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a rag. One of Amari's extended arms snatches the cloth, crumbles it, and throws it into a stray box. It had a hoodie. It's just a rag. No, it's very obviously Nox's cloak. Fortis, while I do enjoy your humor, all I see is a dirty, traitorous rag. Okay. Amari brings a box of parts over to Fortis to put the motherboard in. That's enough time spent here. Should we go? Suddenly another portal opens before Amari could summon his own. Nox floats through. There you two are. Nox, you wouldn't guess what Amari took from you. Never mind. Amari, I think something is wrong with your security system. When I arrived at the front of the workshop, your robots attacked me. Oh, but of course. I had them set to take out the traitors automatically. The Lynx demon scowls at the fog, but Nox's weapon remains unchanged. Why are you here, Nox? I have something important to tell you, Amari. Tell me later. We have a mortal to take care of. He needs sustenance. The instruction comes from Lord Vendrake. Well, that changes everything. Tell me, never. Nox looks over to Fortis, hoping for some support from his comrade, but the dog turns away. Fortis picks up the box and parts, and the Lynx General summons a portal. Time to feed a hungry alpaca. I'm coming with you. It's important that you hear this as soon as possible. Fine, just wait until we're done. You better keep the chatter to a minimum. You know how your questions can aggravate others. The three demons moved through the portal and arrived right outside the pantry. Why did you teleport us here, inside? It's a security risk. We don't know how desperate the mortal is. He might try to run into our portals, and I don't want to find out what happens when he does, well, at least not yet. Moxon's hand, the largest of the three, takes out a key and opens the door. Fortress steps through it, and King leaps out from under the table. King screams while swinging his pan at the demon. It hits Fortress on the chest, and with a loud quake, the pan bends at the handle. King gasps loudly. Ha! You gotta try harder than that. He places the box on the floor and snatches the alpaca's pan. King reels back in fear. Ah, don't hurt me. Anticipating a painful beating, King seals his face. Ever no such beating comes, only the sound of metal squeezing. Lowering his hands, King sees that Fortress has restored the pan to its original shape. Here, don't go breaking it. That's company property. Sorry. He takes the pan and puts it on the table. Fortress, will you please move? You're blocking the doorway. Fortress snorts before finding a place to sit, kicking his legs up onto the table. Although he appears to be relaxing, his eyes remain fixed on the alpaca. Hi, there, test subject. King. King eyes the demon suspiciously. A slip of the tongue, honest. We're here to install your food-generating machine. Finally, food. Let me just get the parts, and I will build it for you. The Lynx walks over to the box on the floor to unpack the parts. As he does so, King becomes aware of the floating fluff before him. King quickly looks away when Knox notices him staring. But not before Knox approaches the alpaca. Hello, mortal. I'm Knox, General of the Mental Torture Zone, and second in command to the Demon Lord. Hello. Yeah, I remember you when I first got here. You left out traitor in your introduction. I'm sorry. That's unnecessary. I'm only stating the facts. Amari uses his many arms to carry the parts to the table. King feels he's stuck inside an uncomfortable triangle between the demons. Amari behind him, tinkling with his machine, Knox in front of him, guarded the door, and Fortress staring at him while manspreading to the right. This is feeling a lot like that time we and the girls argue about why we all wore the same dress for prom. To his relief, Amari breaks the silence with a question. So, how are you enjoying your stay, King? King crosses his arms. It's terrible. Perfect. Scratch that. Force the habit. We'll look into the logistics so that we can allow for a more hospitable stay. I don't need better service. I need to go home. King looks at Amari with pleading eyes. Please, look into your heart. I shouldn't be here. Somehow, looking at the alpaca's big, round eyes awakens the cat's desire to protect him. Oh, no. The sarcasm is thick in his voice. We can never defy our almighty, all-knowing, all-empowering leader, Vendrake. No way, nuh-uh. Turn away, mortal, for I cannot help you. Amari winks. I saw that. Amari, you're putting your position in jeopardy if you disobey our lord. Funny how you're thinking about my welfare now, Knox. You are important to the underworld. If you give Lord Vendrake reasons to remove you, I bet you both would love that. Replace me with some other demon that's more obedient. I didn't say that. You're being immature, and I won't let you throw your career away for one mortal. Amari tightens his gloved fist. He looks at the alpaca once again, dejected. Sorry, I really do want to help, but the tattletale right there will make it impossible. King sighs and resigns to his seat. The awkward atmosphere returns as Amari continues to rebuild his machine. The sound of metal clanking serenades King as he thinks about how he will escape. Several minutes pass. It is done. Amari's announcement snaps King out of his rumination. Finally, I nearly fell asleep watching you work. This machine can create any dish or raw ingredient from Earth. It looks like a microwave. Exactly, watch me as I use it. He presses a combination of buttons and the machine rears to life. King can see thick white smoke swirling behind the glass. In under a minute, the pseudo microwave dings. Amari opens the door and pulls out a bag of chips. Ta-da! Give it a try. While his floating limbs open the bag and grabs a chip, while another takes the packet to pass the food around. The arm stirs forward as skips knocks, then King before returning to Amari. Those with chips in hand take a bite out of them. It tastes like cardboard. Tastes like a regular old chip to me. Yes, this is what the food is always like. You guys can't really be satisfied with this, right? The demon shrugged. Okay, maybe it's because it's processed food. Can we try something freshly cooked? Of course, let me show you how. Amari demonstrates how the machine's buttons work to King. The alpaca keys in the combination to generate a bowl of spaghetti bolognese. Once again, the food materializes from nothing. Looks fine to me. It's the taste that matters. The alpaca grabs a few forks and washes them before handing them out. One for Fortis, Amari, and then Knox. You want me to try it? Just ignore him, King. I doubt he has any interest in this. Well, we need more tongues to confirm our theory, so all hands on deck, please. The frog reaches out and takes the fork. Okay, let's try it together. Each of them takes a bite of the generated meat. King rinses. The bolognese sauce is bitter and the pasta overcooked to mush. The dish has the undesirable consistency of baby food. In contrast, the demons shrug to each other before fervently slurping down the noodles. Tastes normal. Yes, isn't this what the dish tastes like? It reminds me of the mealworm soup I usually have. Y'all need your taste buds checked. This is unacceptable. We're demons. We don't need to eat or drink to live. We'll just do it because it looks like fun. The only demon who cared about how food tastes was Kobu. Perhaps that's why he stopped using my machine. Why does the taste of their sustenance matter so much to mortals? King puts a hand on his heart. Because I live to eat. The purpose of living is to continuously find sustenance. Not literally. Eating is more than just the food you consume. It's about bringing people you care about together. It's how we mend sadness, and it's the easiest way to tell someone you care about them. All that is like life, a roller coaster of experiences. Life, a roller coaster ride, interesting. King scratches the side of his head. I'm just talking out of my ass. Why don't I get to cooking and show you all how it's done? King summons some raw tomatoes and carrots. He takes a bite out of each, nodding in approval of their taste. Some of raw components are fine, which means the machine just can't handle making a decent dish from the get-go. I know what to do. King heads for the cabinets where the pots, pans, and portable gas stoves are kept. Invigorated by his passion for cooking, King's movements become graceful yet precise. King then proceeds to generate a myriad of ingredients, spices, and condiments he knows by heart. He starts washing, prepping, and cooking the ingredients into his own spaghetti bolognese. Fortis and Amari take a seat at a nearby table while Knox remains on guard at the door. As the mortal moves about, Amari takes down various notes with his floating hands. Fortis crosses his arms and keeps his eyes glued on the alpaca. King weaves from one task to another in a matter of minutes. He has completed this. The pantry is bathed in the aroma of simmering tomatoes. Pasta's up. King prepares 4 plates. 3 are prepared with minced beef. The other is vegetarian based for himself. He approaches Fortis and Amare with a wide grin and places the plates in front of him. Then he pushes the other plate to Knox, who is smaller in width than the meal itself. Dig in. Fortis and Amare examine the steaming hot plate of spaghetti in front of them before turning to each other. You see anything different? Well, I'll detect a hint of cheese. Right, I use Parmigiano Reggiano. They shrug and take their first bite. This is delicious. How can food taste like this? The 2 of them continue eating with gusto. King smiles before turning his attention to Knox, who's just staring at the food before him. Something on your mind? If you're not a cheese person, I can make another plate for you. I am perplexed. Knox hesitates for a moment, but the need to ask has been boiling up inside him. While uncharacteristic of himself, he considers that there would be no harm in seeing what insight the mortal could provide to his understanding of life. Fortis's ears perk upwards upon noticing the exchange. Tell me, mortal, I'm certain I've left a less than approachable impression, especially after what my other colleague has said about me. Yet you still choose to include me. I've been raised to know that no one deserves to starve. Even someone who cut down one of your only hopes for escape? Not even you. That and I kind of feel bad that Amari was giving you such a hard time. The Far quotes. Amari has his reasons. I think you should consider your feelings more, Knox. Knox's eyes widen. You're not the first person to tell me that. Whoever it was mustn't be so bad. Maybe you should listen to them. I'll ponder that a bit more. For now, allow me to repay your kindness. Discard any notion of escaping. Beyond those pantry doors, your only way out is through the elevator you came from. You do not know how to operate it, and even then you'll be had by another demon long before you reach Earth. King's fingertips turn cold, his mind playing out the many ways the demons will have their way with him. You have a funny way of repaying kindness, Knox. The alpaca breathes and puts out a weak smile. I'll take your advice into consideration, but if I can survive the big blowout sale at the mall against anyone else in Kibbleton, I won't let a bunch of demons stop me. I don't see the similarity between demons and Southgoers. Tell that to the lady that nearly bit my right arm off over a scarf. Honestly, I was more of an autumn than she was. King returns to his seat to eat. He silently doubles his willpower to remain composed as he considers how he can escape and help Kobu. Knox, on the other hand, stares with longing eyes at a cat demon scarfing down spaghetti. He ponders his orders from Vendrake and the uneasiness that has been dormant within his heart. The far demon takes a bite of the spaghetti, a smile breaks as he finds some relief in the mortal's meal. A few minutes pass and everyone is done with their meals. The generals gather by the door, ready to leave. That was a pleasurable experience. I look forward to studying what else you can cook up, King. Vendrake's going to ride your ass harder than ever if you keep avoiding your work. What's the worst he's going to do? Kill me? We can't die. Fortis frowns, noticing his allies' concern. Amari grumbles but ultimately concedes to the larger demon. Fine, I'll do the bare minimum. I need some time to think about how to help Kobu anyhow. Knox, what's the job the Ventrate told you to pass to me? Job? Oh. All he has to do is tell Amari to prepare to go to Earth to kill Kobu. Though now his heart and mind are at war about what to say. Lord Ventrate said to finish your work as soon as possible. His patience runs thin. Amari raises an eyebrow at the frog. Sure? Alright, let's go. Bye-bye, King. As the demons leave through the front door, the bejeweled hand that cradles Knox gives the impression of a nod before floating away. Once more the alpaca draws out alongside. He takes a seat and deliberates what his next plan of action is. Getting out through that door is still my best chance. Perhaps if I can learn how that elevator works, I might be able to get back home. I better keep talking to those generals. Maybe, just maybe, they'll let some clue slip. Stretching his arms out, the alpaca looks at the messy pantry. I'll think about it more after I've done the dishes. Fortunately, hauling a burnt-up wooden doll through the town doesn't attract any unwanted stares. When you arrive at your apartment, you and Lucien place a puppet on the coffee table. You momentarily contemplate its lifeless form sprawled out before you. Shaking off your thoughts, you take a seat on the sofa. Toast floats over beside you. He's frowning. You wonder if he's upset over losing a new gift or if he feels responsible for what happened to it. Lucien plants himself upon the beanbag to your right. He crosses his legs and sinks backward slowly into the seat until he ends up looking at the ceiling. Toast, you mind watching the door for Morris? Lucien cuts in before Toast can reply. I'll do it. The angel tries to get up, but the beanbag has him in its clutches. He flails his arms and legs in his hopeless attempt for freedom. What is this damn contraption? You flick your head towards the door to let Toast know to go ahead. Meanwhile, you hop to your feet and help free the angel from his beanbag prison. Lucien quickly throws his head into the air as though to say he never needed help. Do chill. What's got you on so edge? Lucien scoffs. He looks over to Toast, making sure the ghost is out of earshot before whispering to you. I'm merely concerned that you're putting too much faith in that ghost. He just walks to the door. Even that, is that a wise decision? I've been thinking about the battle earlier. I thought it over and realized you were risking it all on Toast to land the finishing blow. He flinched. Well, you know, you lose the shots you don't take. The mechanisms of your mind vexes me. A wolf instantly assumed he had abandoned us. Come on, Toast wouldn't ditch us. Look at the ghost who's preoccupied by sticking his head out through the door. He wouldn't. He turned to Lucien. Right? The angel's arched eyebrow sufficiently tells you his opinion about Toast. In my mind, your answer depends upon the following question. Who is Toast? Someone's coming. Huh? Toast retracts his head back. As the room, a knock follows from behind the door. Who is it? What? It's me, Morris. Open up. Morris who? Morris sighs loudly from the other side. Really? We're doing this? Okay, it's Morris Boris, the exorcist. Hold up. I don't see your name on the list. What's the password? Password what? Nope. This is ridiculous. Nuh-uh. Try again. Hankusa. The magical collar socks Toast. He falls into his bag with his arms flailing about. Kick you out. Lucien leans close to your ear. I told you so. Ugh. You can already picture his smug face without turning to the dog. You walk to the entrance, stepping across the convulsing hyena. You should have just opened the door, Toast. No. Toast, you're not being shot anymore. Oh, you're right. He rises and floats behind you like nothing happened. Morris opens the door, stopping his way in. He glares at Toast, who just snickers at him. You. He points at the ghost. Come with me and fix a bloody puppet. Sweet. The boy snatches up the puppet on the table and enters the kitchen with Toast following along. You pass the time scrolling through your phone and trying to get Lucian interested in what you find. A few minutes later, bam, I'm back, baby. Toast slides into the room, his hand raised high, signaling you to high-five him. Sporting a grin, you do a little jump to his hyena's hand. Come on, I barely felt that. Here, give my arms a little squeeze. He flexes his right arm, his grapefruit-sized bicep bulges upwards. You're a little bashful at first, but you step close to press your fingers on his bicep. Well, that's strong, good. Good to see that you're in tip-top state. It's like the battle never happened at all. Morris cuts in, forcing you to pull back from the ghost. Why, thank you. I think I did a pretty good job fixing up something like that for the first time. The nobody is pretty resistant, so I didn't need to do much. I even added a little upgrade to it to improve the user experience. If you're giving upgrades, be sure to give him a sense of self-preservation. Hey, I did pretty good back there. Yes, your ability to get in the way was astounding. You're one to talk. One fireball, you're crying like a baby. I thought agents were tougher than that. Lucian growls at the boar. Guys, don't fight over it. It was our first battle, and we all still need to learn to work together. Maybe a little training could help. They simultaneously grunt and turn their heads at the suggestion. Guys, sorry, you take a seat on the floor in front of the coffee table. The three of them remain standing. Slowly, they look to one another as though waiting to see who will sit first. Toast is the first to take the seat to your right, while Lucian takes your left, and Morris sits across from you. Anyways, there's still two more things we need to talk about. Oh? First, my watch. Oh. He raises his right arm and gestures towards where his watch used to be. Right, how much do I owe you for that? $10,000. What? Huh? Is that a lot? That's like 100,000 pieces of bacon. Yeah. Why is it that expensive? It's a one-of-a-kind watch. There's only one guy in town that can make another. This was the best I could bargain for. 10,000? How about I let you have one of the novelty watches from the store? Kids love them. You can get one with your favorite superhero. Morris crosses his arms. There's also a pink one with a red panda who sings heavy metal if that's more your style. Morris remains silent, his stern gaze fixed upon your face. Alright, I don't have the money. Can you at least wait until after we rescue the king? Maybe I can pull some out from the underworld treasury. Do I have to make it obvious I can't fight at 100% without that watch? Huh? I don't get it. Come now, Kobu. You must know how mortals hold superstitious beliefs that their belongings affect their performance in life. Sentiment I found hilarious. Luck manipulation treasures are rarer than even four-leaf clovers, yet mortals will believe in anything holding some sentimental value. Wait, but what about my lucky underwear? Won every fight wearing those. Ugh. Perhaps the stench incapacitated your foes. You think I care about how lucky I am? That watch could stab magical power. As a consequence, I kept my powers in check. What's wrong with your powers? Morris sighs. I don't like people knowing, but I lose control over my powers if I use it too often, or if I get too emotional. That's why I'm more used to using exorcism tools. It wasn't until I got that watch that I dared to use some of my own magic. Okay, so it's important, but I really can't afford to pay that much. Morris closes his eyes and rubs his temple with one hand. There's another way. The guy who makes the watch is also offering a job that would pay 10 times what that watch costs. 100 grand? To do what? To take out a ghost at the Inn Hotel. Take out a ghost? Alright, but I don't kiss on the first date. Not like that. They mean exorcising the spirit haunting the place. Where exactly is the Inn Hotel? It's the only hotel located, well, literally at the end of town. It's the first building you'll see as you cross the bridge into Kibbleton. Oh yes, I seem to recall that place now, a dreary-looking building. I thought it was abandoned. Strange, I never detected the presence of a spirit when I arrived. There is no big deal. Bears a pipsqueak of a spirit, barely a wisp. The people who have gone missing or died over the years would disagree. Lucian crossed his arms. Hard to enter town where no demon or angel would enter. Is it clever? Up above's reputation would suffer if it were the fester here any longer. Still, he bites his right thumb. For a second you get the sense that Lucian's thoughts are overlapping with your own. But doing this will distract us from saving King. And Argon. Yes, that too. Not necessarily. You guys need to get to Argon. The easiest way to do that is to buy your way into the code. After all, what rogue religious group would refuse free money? I just need a small piece of the reward for the watch, and you can use the rest as a bribe. Really? You'll just give away the rest of the money to us? If it's to save King, I don't mind. I'll even sweeten the deal and cover the room costs while we're working on the exorcism. That means a free vacay. Now this is what I'm talking about. Toast pulls Morris into a hug, smothering the board's face between his pecs. Toast's crew looking out for one another. This is what I'm talking about. Titan throws his fist in the air while keeping the flailing Morris trapped in his ample bosom. As long as this is in service of getting Kobu back to the underworld, I'll humor you all. Heck yeah, let's party. Yeah. With a strong push, Morris breaks free from the hug. The boy gasps loudly. He brushes his hair into place and looks at you. Ahem. So how about it? You nod. Yeah, let's send that spirit back to the underworld. Ooh. I'll make a reservation for 2 days from now. We'll go through the information about the hotel on our way there. You nod. And before I forget my next headache, I'll need your personal information to make the booking. You angels and demons have that, right? You and Lucian nod, which pleases Morris. There's just no escaping the bureaucratic engine, is there? Kobu. That's just how all hotels work. We do it too. Fine, but it's still annoying. You both pull out your business cards. Yours is jet black and boasts with the golden insignia of the underworld. A minimalist amount of text is written in the demon language below it. Lucian's is purely white with a painting of his face to one side. A dense block of text in the angel language covers the rest of the card, along with a smaller but elegant signature. The gentle strokes and watercolor portrait bring to mind memories of Gary showing you his paintings and meetings past. As Morris takes the cards, they morph into identification cards that designate you and Lucian as residents of this country. Convenient. These are like the deaf passports we use for our spirits and familiars. I assume more than forgery is involved. The audacity. Lord Gary makes every asset up above by hand. This card is no different. When an angel comes down to earth, the card brings God's blessing and alters all mortal systems to include the angel's identity. Mine's pretty much the same, except it curses all mortal systems instead. go to Earth so often I have one on me at all times. Tomatoes, I suppose. Morris takes a picture of the cards before returning them. He then turns his attention to Toast. Now you. I left my ID in my other pants, back in L.A., probably 6 feet under. I know that's why I'm going to make you a new set of identification documents. Are we going to be spies and break into a federal building, forging documents and dodging laser-red booby traps? Huh, booby. Did I not just mention their passports? It's a pain in the arse, but there's a lot of red tape all over the world. We have specific exorcists capable of altering and planting identities for spirits we partner with. A tad archaic, but I suppose it works. Alright, what do I got to do to get this passport? Hang on, let me call someone. The boy takes out a plain-looking black smartphone. Remember seeing that model advertised 3 years ago. He dials his contact's number and sets it on the table. The dial tone beats loudly from the phone's speakers. Your toes itches with anticipation of who is on the other end. The call connects. Hello? The moon smiles upon the weary traveler. Unaware a demon had stolen the traveler's saddle. Morris? Juice. The other person on the line burst into laughter. No sweet tooth, Morris. You're still kicking it all this while? Huh. Disappointed? Au contraire. I'm having problems summoning my personal demon. Why don't you come by and fill in the role? Real funny. I'm not calling for idle chit-chat. I need a death passport. Finally got a little ghost pet of your own? Surprised anyone would want to work with you. Yeah, look, I'm in a hurry. Well, howdy. You and everyone else in the exorcist's house are running on fumes without a demon to summon, so you can take a number and maybe, just maybe, I'll get you before the end of this year. Come on, this is important. I've got a job due in 2 days. It's big. Bite me, Your Highness. This deuce is a dick. You and Lucien nod simultaneously. Morris remains silent for a minute. You shake your head towards him, irritated by Deuce's attitude. Morris just shrugs back. You suppose he's used to this by now. Alright, if I don't get my passport right away, then someone might let it slip that 7 years ago a certain skunk skipped out on his monastery guard duties to make out with every girl in the village pub. The same night, we got attacked by a horde of ghouls, and Master Kinox lost his right eye. Deuce falls silent. You raise an eyebrow, wondering if that worked. Just once, I'll let you skip the line, but you better forget all that. That depends on how fast you make my friend his passport. Now let's get to it. Morris turns to the rest of you with a smile and a thumbs up. I need to ascertain the ghost's particulars to avoid any clashes. Just place the phone close to it. The boy pushes the phone towards Toast. With a nod, he signals to the ghost to speak. Hi. You're the ghost, right? Just don't do anything. I'll let my magic scan you. A blue magic circle appears around the phone screen and flashes before light radiates all over the hyena. Is this safe? It's just a spell to detect the records of this ghost's previous identity. Easier than playing 20 questions with ghosts who, more often than not, have no recollection of who they really were. The blue light fades away, signaling that it's done. Okay, I got your obituary. Thomas Eduardo. Date of death, May 15, 1993. Died in Los Angeles due to a cardiac gunshot wound. Yeah, I remember that much. How did you go from Thomas Eduardo to Toast for a name? Thomas sounds close to Toast. Oh. Let's move on, people. I don't have all day. You feel you want to ask Toast something, but the question slips from your mind. I just need a Ghost's new identity and we can finalize the passport. What's your new name, Ghost? I can have a name nice, then I want Ultra Rich Mega Store. You said a new name, not a stripper's name. Just keep it simple. Toast's eyebrows furrow. Simple, huh? I guess I could keep Toast since everyone knows me by that. I know, Toast a la mode. I suggest Toast a fromage. You two are not helping. Toast Eduardo, then. That's no different from the original name. You sure? The name Eduardo is important to me. I want to keep it. It's fine. Alright, I'll tune to my magic circle. Build the circuit, Morris. Got it. The boy lets out a small black notepad. He opens it to the first blank page. He takes a needle and pricks his finger. Using the blood, he draws a magic circle on the paper. This circuit is complete. You sense powerful magic emanating from the phone. Radiant ocean, pulsating current. We make the world as I see fit, Delos. The blood-stained notebook glows a bright blue, and the pages turn rapidly. A bright, explosive spark envelops the notebook. The light subsides, and the book is now branded with an inscription on the cover. It's done. Don't call me again, Morris. The phone call ends just as harshly as it had begun. Morris picks up the transformed book and his phone. Upon touching his hand, the notebook transforms into an identification card, not unlike the cards you and Lucien handed him earlier. The phone's battery is nearly dead, but at least we have what we need. Morris snaps a picture of the false ID and hands it to Toast. Hey, it even has my picture on it. You peek around behind her. You can't see the identification card. You can see the identification card with Toast's new name, indicating him as a citizen of this country. Cool, it works. Yet you better not lose that. Just think of what kind of document you need, and it will transform into it. Remember to rip out a page if you need to pass it to someone. The magic will even affect any technology in case anyone tries to check it. Lucien peers over Toast's other soda and smirks. Look at how much they needed to imitate a fraction of your powers, Kobu. It's the results that count, Lucien. Alright, I'll head back and make the reservations. I'll send further instructions when it's time to head out. Thanks for the free idea. Morris takes his leave. So what now? Well, it's way past breakfast. Why don't I cook us some sausages and eggs? Yes, finally. Food again. Well, I'll leave you two to it. Oh no, you don't. We're cooking together. Toast grabs you and Lucien's wrist before taking you both to the kitchen. This is ridiculous. I don't need food. You don't need to be such a sour pup. Now quit your yapping and marinate that sausage. Ugh. Lucien, no, don't use your feather to wipe the sausage on it. The rest of the afternoon you spend cooking with your friends. Come evening, it's time for yourself. The night itself is calm and quiet tonight. Toast has accompanied you to work while Lucien stayed back home, having fallen asleep after the meal. The soft centralized air conditioning blankets you in cool air from behind the counter. You know, you didn't have to come with me to work. I ain't letting my partner get jumped on like before. We are teams, so I've got your back. Thanks, you know. With your new body and ID, that reminds me of the crazy idea I had. Toast raises an eyebrow. Why don't you come work with me here? Me? Work here? Yeah, you got to learn some cash, and that'll help to keep our expenses manageable. I don't know. I'm not a brainiac like you. Your face squinches in embarrassment. Trust me, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work here. I can even train you. It's just, I've tried doing these kinds of stuff before. It never really worked out. Then think of this as a second chance. A second chance. Toast contemplates and stands for a bit before his gaze meets your face. Okay, if you believe in me, I'll do it. Also, now let's start by drafting your resume. We have a walk-in interview system.
so I just need to help you fill out some forms, and I'll tell Mike you're ready for the interview. You pull out your phone and open a document. I got my old resume saved, so we just need to change a few things for you. Name, Toast Eduardo. Sex, not enough. Education, I graduated high school, but nothing else after that. Then we'll use the death transport to make a school cert, a birth cert, and whatever's next. Let's focus on the questions about your skills. What can you do? I can cook some mean enchiladas. I put that down as cooking skills. Plus, if anyone's giving you guys beef, I know how to make them disappear. He cracks his knuckles with a devilish smile. I'll put that under waste management then. Let's just move on. Do you speak another language? Si hablo español. Yes, I speak Spanish. You speak Spanish? That's so cool. Shoot me a line, man. Cuando veo tus ojos, siento en mi corazón la necesidad de protegerte. When I see your eyes, I feel my heart the need to protect you. You find the side of your face. Ooh, I don't know what you just said, but it sounded hot. Yeah. You flip your phone over and activate the camera. Alright, let me snap a pic of you, and I can finish up the resume. Toast removes his shirt and raises his arms in a double bicep pose. How's this looking? Like you're preparing for a different kind of job. The subtle sound of the camera app apparently echoes throughout the store. I just need a headshot. Toast nods and puts his shirt back on. Ready? He gives you a bright smile, and you take the picture. Not long after, he finishes up Toast's resume and the related paperwork. You give Mike a quick call, scheduling an interview for the next day. You even convince him to let you sit in on the interview. You said it would be helpful for your training, but really you just wanted to make sure Toast doesn't say anything inappropriate. Locking your phone, you go about the rest of your night working while running some mock interview questions by Toast. You can tell he's not taking the matter seriously, often becoming distracted by the many curious objects littering the cells of the convenience store. You started to think this may not be so easy. The next afternoon, your eyelids are heavy from your night shift, but you squeeze them open knowing Toast's interview will begin at any moment. Yeah, please tell me you've remembered the answers to all those mock questions. Nope. Bravado is instantly shot down by your tired mind. Mike enters and flips the stop sign to close. The wolf carries with him a clipboard in one hand and a bright blue pen tucked behind his ear. He sat upright, feigning some energy remaining within you. This him? Yeah, Mike, this is Toast. Toast, Mike. Hey, man. Toast raises his hand for a high five. The sheer sight behind his hand goes above his head, causes your brain to inject a copious amount of adrenaline into the rest of your body. It's do or die now, and the ghost brings an opener that's sending his career into an early grave. Oh no, I didn't tell him to give a formal greeting. Nice to meet you. Mike returns the high five, which brings a glee to Toast and prompts him to set his hand down. So we get things started then? You're the boss. Yes, he is, so stop talking to him so casually. Yeah. Hope you don't mind if we do the interview in the break room. I closed the shop so there won't be any customers anyhow. Kobo will be sitting in as part of his training for a managerial post. That's okay with you? I'm good. Wait, while you wish you could pull Toast away to remind him to be more professional, you're out of time. The three of you head for the break room. The lunch table now serves as the interview table with two chairs placed facing one another. Mike walks over to the far end of the table. You stand behind him. Toast, on the other hand, stands at the entrance with his back facing the door. You both watch what the trainer will do. It's a chair test. It's okay. I went through this with him before. These mortals are as fickle as Vendrick when it comes to showing social power. During an interview, that power belongs to the interviewer, so Toast just needs to ask for permission to take his seat. Toast grabs the chair in front of him and sits down first. In your mind, you grab an imaginary chair and fling it out an imaginary window. He sat down first. What is he doing? Mike doesn't respond and takes his seat. So I went over your application on the way here. I see that you didn't have any working experience. Yeah, I figured I'd get some while I'm over here. It's not a big issue. Sunny Foods takes in all who are willing to work, so what's the reason that you want to join our organization? So I can afford to eat. You face palm yourself. Oh, tell me about what you can bring to our little shop. I guess I can bring some instant noodles. Kobo doesn't have much at home. You watch Mike chortle, but you feel your feet clawing at the ground in desperation. You live with Kobo? Honestly, I expected King to move in with him first. Ain't that right? You laugh nervously back at your coworker. Perhaps I was being unclear. I meant, what kind of skills do you have that can be helpful to our store? That's easy. I got heavy stuff. I can lift them. If anyone is giving you trouble in your turf, I know how to make them play ball. It's over. Interesting. So you're saying you're strong physically and diplomatically. We definitely need staff like that. Now, what I found most interesting was that do you have a history with law enforcement? But didn't elaborate. Wait, I told him to take no on that. Toast, please don't say anything incriminating. It's complicated. Toast looked sternly at Mike. I won't lie, I spent a few nights in the slammer before. Why is that? I was a lot younger. I had to feed my brother and did some jobs for the local mob, just to get enough to put him through school. A gang, huh? You don't happen to be currently working with a gang in town. Toast shakes his head. That's not a life I want to go back to. He watched Mike scroll down a few notes. I can relate. I have a little sister too. It can be scary how far it would go for her. Family first, I say. Mike nods. They are weirdly getting along. Of course, Anna has a person for bad boys, which does not bode well for you. Mike stares Toast down. That's what he's concerned about. But I will say this, your multilingual skills are a plus. Your resume says you speak Spanish. See. What coincidence, I took Spanish as my second language class last semester. Mi nombre es Mike. My name is Mike. Oeres muy fuerte, hermano. Oh, you sound pretty fluent, dude. Mi hermana es una biblioteca. My sister is a library. Seguro tiene muchos visitantes, entonces she must get a lot of visitors then. Then they both laugh. A cold chill down your spine. You get the feeling that there was a misunderstanding there, but you're too mentally drained to worry about it. Last question, then let's color a day. Hit me. Knowing your employer is an important part of any interview, so what is our company motto? Toast looks at you, wide-eyed and confused. Crap, I knew I forgot to teach him something. It's a line in the jingle. Wait, maybe I can mime it to him. You point to the sun logo on your shirt while desperately mouthing the word Sunny Fruits. Sunny Fruits. You nod and stretch to show a series of accents, first a wide smile. Then, with both arms, you swing them in an arch from left to right to symbolize the rising sun, followed by a swell of your hips as your hands rise and fall to represent the rain. I got it. Huh? The wolf turns his head around. You quickly stand still with a goofy grin plastered on your face. Sunny Fruits, smile and buy our stuff, or we'll throw you into the river and you'll be sleeping with the fishes. Mike bursts out laughing. Toast tilts his head, seemingly unsure of what he just said. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, Mr. Toast. You have a great sense of humor. Isn't that right, Kobu? Yeah, he's a joke, alright? Alright, our interview ends here, Mr. Toast. You'll hear from us within 2 weeks. Sweet. Once again, Toast raises his hand to offer a high five. Mike happily reciprocates. Kobu, you might escort your roommate out since your shift is over? Sure, Mike. Is it okay if I get changed and leave with Toast? That's fine by me. Also, I got your notice about your 2-day vacation. It'll be tough with only me and Anna, but you're good to go. Thanks, Mike. I'll make it up to you guys. It's fine. We're in this together. He puts a reassuring hand on your shoulder and leaves with a smile. Toast grins while giving you 2 thumbs up. You force yourself to smile back and give him a thumbs up in return. After a quick change of clothes, you both head back to the apartment for some well-needed rest. That night, you toss and turn on your mattress. It's freaking hot tonight. You stab at the darkness to reach the phone lying somewhere beside you. Feeling plastic on your fingertips, you pick up the device to the dim light bathing your face. Maybe a few minutes online will help me sleep. You open your messages to reread the conversation you had with Morris after you got home earlier today. Made the bookings for tomorrow. Our cover story is that we're all just friends who are on vacation. I even rented a car. The next message is a picture of Morris next to a yellow Beetle car. Is that car for us or a family of ants? It was the cheapest rental on the lot. Just make sure you're packed and ready. Bring essentials like food and water, clothes, aren't important. Remember, we're hunting a ghost, not going on vacation. We replied with a sticker of a DD-14, Knight giving a thumbs up. The conversation ended with Morris saying he would pick up everyone at your place come morning. A hair's grown escapes your lips. Just the thought of how tomorrow will go makes your heart race. That is until Toast's loud snoring derails your train of thought. As you watch him sleeping peacefully on the sofa next to you, you can't help but feel a little envious of how easily he falls asleep. Thomas Eduardo. You hear the words of a certain angel echo within your mind. Who is Toast? You suppose you could just ask him directly, but would he tell you the truth? Staring at your phone, your finger hovers over the web browser. Intriguing anxiety now sit on your chest, the weight growing with each passing moment. You know you won't be able to rest until you try. You open the search window and key in what you remember of Toast's real identity. Thomas Eduardo, 1993, in Los Angeles. A series of newspaper clippings appear in the top search results. What's all this? You click on a true crime blog. It appears to compile all sorts of information on past crime stories that happened around the world. The one on Toast reads, May 13, 1993, the residents of an apartment building in Leicester Street received a rude awakening by the LA police force. Tomas and Chilo Eduardo were found dead in their apartment surrounded by $100 bills amounting to $10,000 sold in their pools of blood. Neighbors reported hearing the brothers arguing, but were unsure of the details before hearing multiple gunshots emanating from the apartment unit. The murder weapons were identified as guns belonging to both victims. Fingerprints on the weapons helped investigators surmise that the brothers saw each other during their argument. In a statement by Chief Officer Harrison, it was stated that tension had been building between the brothers for a significant period of time prior to the altercation. According to neighbors, the brothers said they never got along ever since Chilo began law school. Chilo at the time had recently passed the Nevada bar exam, while Tomas was notoriously known for working with the local crime syndicate. Some allege Tomas ran illegal gambling dens, drug trafficking, and was involved in several unsolved murders at the time. Tomas had already been on the police's watch list for a long time. Neighbors would describe him as a rage-filled hyena who took pleasure in harassing and threatening people. Tomas snores loudly. You gasp and turn off your phone. The hyena sits around on the sofa before turning away from you. Your heart races as though you've won a mile. There's no way you can sleep now. Once the coast is clear, you continue reading throughout the night. Not much else was said about Toast on the blog. After that point, it went into a discussion of the evidence found at the scene, in particular noting a stray cigarette, but despite neither of the brothers having a history of smoking, the blog ends with a history of Club 8 and its notoriety over the years. What that can be. You scour the web for more information, but the other site merely regurgitate the same details over and over. After a while, you give up on your investigation, finding yourself staring blankly at the ceiling. Until eventually, you're too exhausted and fall asleep despite the hints on sunrise outside. For a while, your mind is blank, peaceful, serene. Then your eyes snap open, your brow slick with sweat, the thought of Toast having murdered his brother tormenting you upon your awakening. Okay, so we got to learn some dark things about Toast. So he died in 1993, which was about 30 years ago, almost. So he'd probably be his 50s. He was still alive today if he never was killed. And he and his brother had an argument. His brother went to law school, I think, or they certainly lived a life totally different from Toast, or I forgot his name again, but Eduardo. I'm gonna say Eduardo now. Anyway, both of them had totally different lives. His brother wanted to better himself through education and perhaps become a lawyer or something like that, while Toast, who is actually Tomas Eduardo, he decided to live a life of crime and doing illegal activity, and it certainly is a dark. We got to see a very dark information about Toast. I mean, still he has some of those bad boy like tendencies, you know, like the dress, the shirts he dress. I mean, the clothes he wears. He looks like a bad person, but certainly he's been goofy and very optimistic. So with his attitude, you would never know that. You would not have known that he was a very violent person. So that explains why he went to hell. So I believe his brother is in up above. So there's still a lot more to this build. Next time they're going to go on vacation. Well, not vacation, but it's under the guise of it being a vacation, but they're going to this hotel to find a I think a ghost, well, a demon or whoever. Anyway, they're gonna find this demon or a ghost and see what they can do about the underworld and them having access to the underworld. So it's like a magical being, but anyway, they gotta get somebody and see if they can help them in getting King back. So thank you all very much for watching. Bye.